I think they did a fantastic job.
You don't see the porcelain tile a lot being the backdrop.
I mean, the chandelier, that is a very unique piece. Let me tell you, one of my favorite things of all time, the thing that you look at when you're washing or prepping your food is your beautiful backyard, which I can't wait for you guys to see.
When you see things advertised for the primaries, like the his or hers, if they're still using that terminology, but it'll be approximately this size, but that's not going to be the size of the primary when we go look at that.
I'm excited about that. There's plenty of space. There's a whole 6 foot in between. That's amazing. Davila, you built a beautiful house, let me tell you. All right, guys, we have an incredible video for you today. This is the third time that we're doing a video together. I'm super excited about this property because when you sent it to me, and I just based on the outside, like the contrast from everything, I was just like, okay, I know that somebody with an incredible eye was behind this. So I was super excited to showcase this. Can you tell me a little bit more about the front of the house?
Yeah, so the builder of the home is Davila Homes. So this was a complete renovation. So there were a couple walls on the exterior that they kept, which is why it shows up as built in 1964, even though it doesn't look it, but it's pretty much a new home. And it has a Key West architecture and things that stick out. I love things that are not normal, but also that are, you know, not ugly either. So, you know, you have these exterior lights that are very different. Looks like something that would go on like the new Tesla Cybertruck if they make one, right?
Very future, very Tron-like.
Yeah, but it works with the style they have with the home, with the black paint that they have, where you have that on the shutters on both floors, and then you have it on the faucet, and then of course you have the dark colored shingles, and then to contrast that you have this beautiful limestone here on the columns, and then the rest of the exterior stucco is like a white color, but then they also add like a wood exterior like framing.
So good.
So that, and then you add what makes sense, which is you put the foliage with the landscaping where it's not too much. Like everything you'll see, it's just, they don't overdo it. It's plenty, it's like simplistic beauty. So, and you have natural grass in the front.
It's so tastefully done that I just can't wait to get inside. Let's go inside. Okay, so we just walked into the house. Let's go check out the living area, which I think is one of the most impressive parts of this house. Can you walk me through a little bit of the things that the owners did in this place to make it stand out and look the way it does?
So as I said before, the builder is Davila Homes, and they understand what the focal point needs to be. So yes, this is a very linear, open floor concept, and of course contemporary. But the most important thing about this home is right behind you. And that is the money shot. So they didn't put any walls or anything obscuring the view to what's most important. Now, depending on the buyer and lifestyle or family, whatever the case is, with it being set up this way, you can switch it around. I mean, granted, that would be a little more expensive to switch around the kitchen,
I'd say.
But if you wanted to put like the TV more here, or whatever the case, I think the way it is fine. And I think a lot of the viewers will think that as well, because just the staging and the furniture that was put in, which if you wanted, you can always include that in the offer. Because you know, we talked about this before. We don't really like doing cookie cutter on this channel, and you know, this is the third video for us, so I decided to do 3 buttons for you. And some tells me you like movies.
Some tells me I do.
So if we're using the number 3, what's your favorite trilogy? Any genre?
Right now,
putting you on the spot.
That comes to mind, Deadpool.
Really?
Favorite trilogy there is, just because my sense of humor is filthy. And
at least you're honest. Okay,
and those writers really got it nailed down to what it's supposed to be. But yes, that would be my pick. Deadpool, for sure.
I can understand that. I would say I'm probably leaning, interestingly enough, more Venom. I don't think I could use like the regular Avengers like Marvel, because they're like separate. That's not technical, but for the Venom currently with the new one, which I need to go see. What's today? Saturday? I think it came out yesterday.
It just came out, 25th.
So I need to go check that out and see if it's true.
Can you imagine just coming over to this little nook, this side of the house, putting on the third Venom on this giant, what is that, an 85-inch TV?
Yeah, once you're able to stream it.
290-inch, whatever it is, it's enormous. And just coming in here, enjoying peacefully. Like, I mean, everything that's been done in this wing of the house too is very particular, like from the choice of the backsplash, like all the textures that come into play, the colors. I think they did a fantastic job.
Yes.
It's amazing.
You don't see the porcelain tile a lot being the backdrop for TV. Maybe a backsplash like for the kitchen area or even for the vanity and bathroom, especially the primary. But they even have more of a buffer of the TV mount here.
Yeah.
So there's good contrast.
Yes.
So you can just tell the builder and his team has a very good artistic eye.
Yes.
And even though there's some similarities, maybe a little bit with their homes, they're always looking to optimize and showcase a home in a different way, which we desperately need.
They probably did it in a way where exactly what you said is along the lines of their taste, but it stands out because it is applied to this specific house, this specific layout, and the best way that they could fit it. If we keep going this way, we have this waterfall table, amazing concept that also reflects over in the waterfall island over there in the kitchen. I mean, the chandelier, that is a very unique piece.
I love different light fixtures, not light fixtures you're gonna find at your typical Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah.
There's always a place for that, but in regards to what they're asking for, a little bit under $3 million, you don't wanna, how to say this, you don't want to offer champagne glasses and put beer inside of it and say, hey, this is a luxury home. And that's not what they did here. They didn't, you know, spare the cost. Of course, it needed to make sense, but you'll see things like this throughout the home, including this wine wall that you have behind you. So you don't need to go venture off someplace. If your favorite wine is on the wall and you want to get it out for yourself or guests, there you go. As soon as you come in.
I love it. And if we keep coming this way, you have, I love this extra space here for, I mean, what would you do with this other than just use it as a display area? I would probably put like a coffee, like an espresso maker here or something like that.
You have options because you have plenty of counter space there.
Oh my God.
If you need additional storage, as you know, we get storms if you want to put things like flashlights and batteries, things that are important, even first aid kit. But you also have a great design that goes with this because you have a beautiful circular mirror, but you'll find there's a lot of texture on the walls as we walk throughout the home, which again is not something you're going to see in a lot of homes where it's just going to be drywall. You may get some paneling, but it could be in 1 or 2 rooms, but throughout, they're just nice surprises that just add value to this property.
It really is about the details for this property. If we check out some of the details in this kitchen, I mean, let me tell you, one of my favorite things of all time
is hidden fridges.
Is a hidden fridge. I mean, look at the space in this fridge, man. You have everything you need. It is incredible. And through this door, what do we have?
You have a true walk-in pantry, not a 1-2 stepper walk-in pantry that some homes are advertising. And you have a bit of a butler's pantry in there as well because the microwave is actually inside.
I love it.
And the appliances are not your standard, you know, this or that company. I'm a little cautious about saying names at this point because you never know who might feel some type of way when they see this. But the brand they have is Fisher and Paykel. So again, when you go through a lot of tours and showing homes, these are just not the standard appliances you see. And you have a great 6-burner gas range with, if we didn't already talk about it, this is a marble, not quartz, but marble waterfall countertop. And you have that here and as the backsplash here as well.
No expenses were spared with this renovation.
No.
Amazing.
And a beautiful contrast again with the hood. Looks like very similar to the engineered hardwood, but it looks like it's a bit shade darker. And then as we've been walking, the other thing you can notice in a home is if the subflooring isn't done well. And it's definitely not the case here. Like you can hear your step, but you're not hearing the creaking underneath and stuff. So sometimes, sadly, you get handyman specials that are advertised as home renovations, and it's just not the same. We love our handyman. They definitely help out with a lot of things we need, but there is a difference.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Yes. And everything in this home, except for I think a couple of walls in the front are like new, and that goes for the things that are going to be important to people, like the plumbing. Of course, your HVAC system, the roof, and then the electrical, all are updated. So they're not able to say it's new construction, but it's pretty much a new home. So
it feels like it. You walk in and it smells like a brand new car. So
yes,
it definitely has that effect. I mean, I love the chef's dream of a kitchen that this is. So much counter space, so much storage. I mean, look at this dishwasher. It doesn't, you wouldn't even know that that's the dishwasher.
A lot of stuff just kind of like blends in.
Yes.
It's like seamless lines.
Seamless. The design elements throughout this entire home is pristine. I love it. And then the thing that you look at when you're washing or prepping your food is your beautiful backyard, which I can't wait for you guys to see. It is incredible. All right, so let's go ahead, since we're already in this wing of the house, let's go ahead and show the junior side of the house, okay?
Okay.
So we walk in through this area. Again, you have the same flooring, which is engineered hardwood throughout the entire home.
Yes.
You have a beautiful porcelain floor here in this bathroom. Can you tell us a little bit of what they've done with that bathroom?
Yep, so they made sure to use the appropriate tiling that makes sense for the house. There's nothing wrong, again, with ceramic tile. There are a lot of options. It's been around longer, but a lot of people want to see finer, you know, decorative touches in a home, especially with what people are asking for. The number one thing we see in our market is there's buyer fatigue. And as people are still trying to have a meeting in their minds about price discovery, right?
Yeah.
You, again, don't want to feel like people are saying you need to pay for X, Y, Z, but you're not getting top-notch finish. Like, you want things that make sense.
Yeah.
And then for the builder, it's going to need to make sense for them too, because, you know, they're going to have their budgets. And then there are little things that I see that I like how there's the way the water drains and like the tile floor here in the shower. It's similar, but different kind of color of tile in the primary bath.
Yeah.
But these are things that, again, that are cool, because when you buy a new home and you're going to have guests over, you know, if people are being honest, they're going to show it off a little bit. You're going to have your guests come over and like, you want them to kind of celebrate not only the new living space, but the new lifestyle and now place you're going to call your true home that you're going to be in. But you don't want it to be like Susie's home or Sally's home. Nothing against Susie or Sally, but you just want it different.
You want to have your individual expression.
Yeah.
And what better way than to have, again, the textures on these walls.
Yeah.
Like it's such a unique touch, but it really does add this extra level of dynamism to a room that just really makes it stand out.
Size-wise, they have what is needed because you have an ensuite bathroom. So this is a great junior suite where sadly in some homes, this is the size of the primary.
Right.
And you never want to feel, you know, certain situations, it makes sense. Like if it's going to be tight, but given, you know, the properties on approximately 2.73 acres, you want to utilize the space. You want people to be able to comfortably fit, you know, in the home. You know, even things with the size of the closet.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times, again, it doesn't make sense what you see and what people claim to be renovated, and then it's just tight. So, you know, this is the size sometimes of like when you see things advertised for the primaries, like the his or hers, if they're still using that terminology, but it'll be approximately this size, but that's not going to be the size of the primary when we go look at that.
I'm excited about that. No, the use of space in this side of the house is fantastic. Even though it's one of the smaller rooms in the house, it's still a great space, a great utilization of space.
Did you want to check out the garage and the second level or head to the primary?
Oh, absolutely. Let's check out that since we're already here.
Okay. So before we get to actually the garage and the stairs, you know, we kind of talked off camera a little bit about this. One thing that, you know, people look for, you know, doctors look for it in a different way when they do check up on us, but like with us as advisors and agents, you know, we're going to look and check out, you know, the air handler, because sometimes, sadly, it looks like that's where they keep the skeletons. Yeah. Metaphorically speaking.
Among other things.
But, you know, you remember that commercial, Creepy Crawlers? And it was like
my God.
Sometimes I feel like that when I look in.
From the 90s?
Yeah, and I'm like, what in the world is going on in here? So when it's nice and clean like this, it just gives me and usually the customer a feeling of like peace in regards to the air quality. That, you know, that stuff has been taken care of. Because sometimes people neglect those things. And you can see it a lot when it's an investor. When it's like they're just looking to kind of get resources out of the home and they don't necessarily care about the actual customer or consumer the way that they should. So
absolutely. Just like you said, the air quality, the way that this is our actual home. Like if we live in this house, we want to feel good. We don't want to be breathing in particles that are going to be messing us up. So that's hugely important. I love also that they had a little bit of a splash of color with the built-in washer dryer.
They didn't overdo it, but it was a nice touch, right?
Well, chef's kiss with this one. I love it. And a prep station too for your, oh man, the backsplash.
With backsplash, with great light fixtures that are not traditional, just bulbs that you just put in that are soft light or daylight. And then you have a great, I don't even feel like I call this a utility sink because of how nice it is.
Right.
But also you have the quartz countertops as well. So
no, very, very tastefully done all throughout. We have a traditional mudroom here too, which is also great. Absolutely. Amazing use of space as well. More wood, more contrast, more black and white. I mean, the theme throughout the house is very much neutral colors, peace. I love it.
Yes, very much gives you your on the water vibes. And like when we discussed outside, kind of that Key West architecture. You see it in a more contemporary way, but definitely it makes sense. And there's consistency throughout the home with a good amount of color and contrast.
Love it.
And the garage, 2-car garage with epoxy floors. And like we talked about inside, has like the new home smell. This has the new garage smell, right?
Yes.
Like, and people like new. So especially if you're gonna be paying for it, you want it to feel like, you know, it's brand new. So
you want it to come with a warranty.
That also. So
yes.
And it's a little off to the side, but there's additional storage in here.
Yeah.
If you know you need to have things, whether it's a Costco run or if it's for any of your decorative stuff. Of course, the bigger things may not be able to always fit. But throughout the home, you'll be able to decide what areas you may want to tweak for your personal living space and where you want to store things.
Absolutely. There's plenty of space. Talking about space, what's up there?
Oh no, you gotta go check it on the skin out.
Let's go check it out. Oh my God, I see the slat wall already.
You'll see different versions of this throughout. And again, different colors, different sizes, but it makes sense and just gives this property character.
Absolutely.
Where it's not just a blank vanilla case. So you have 2 bedrooms on this level.
Yes.
Again, same flooring, but you have great closet space, especially for secondary bedrooms, and not your typical just one real kind of like closet where you can hang things. So some shelving, you can always change it and do more traditional, you know, California closets. Absolutely. It's just going to be up to who the buyer is and what they want, because sometimes they want so much done in advance, and I get that for the price, but where it makes sense where they can come in and still make some changes where it's like, I like this, but maybe not this so much.
100%.
But instead of they come in and they go, they want this amount and I got to do all this work still. So I like that.
I also love the fact that the shutters, which are also functional and add an extra dimension up to the house from outside, they're also, you know, you can actually come over here, get them really, really close to the windows, and then you're protected should another, you know, storm come through, which, you know, it's Florida. It's going to happen, but we're bred for this. We're built different.
We're bred and built for this.
We're built different, as they say. We have a beautiful bathroom here as well, full bathroom. Again, the porcelain throughout. You have a standard shower.
Yep.
Oh man, I mean,
the same kind of like slit I was talking about for the water drain. It's a little different when we go to the primary. But again, something that's, you know, you just want to see different stuff. Like I'm the type of person, like a home is like a type of art to me. So I want to see what everyone's version of like their Picasso is. So
absolutely. This is a great, great painting. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the other one of the house where the primary is.
Yes, before we do though, quick pit stop. Little things that always, in my mind, add value, like a little sitting area, of course, when you put on shoes, but especially with those who are still working from home, you have a great office here.
Oh yeah.
With the doors that will add privacy, and these are solid as well.
Yeah.
So not your typical, you know, I wouldn't even call them French doors, but double doors that are kind of like flimsy where you can still hear everything. And then again, look at this wall, the texture on it.
Can you imagine just telling your kids, hey Billy, come to my office.
This is how you dish out your timeout.
I don't know why I named my imaginary kid Billy, but we can talk about that later.
That is funny. Now, if your son's name is not Billy, you and I are gonna have a conversation because you know you set him up in a way, and then decide to pull the rug and say, "No, I'm not gonna call you that anymore."
You know what? That's true because he hasn't gotten here yet.
Now, here we are. This is the primary.
Prime time.
what would you like to see first? The bedroom, this large walk-in closet, or this beautiful primary bath?
It's a choose your own adventure.
Your adventure.
Wing of the house. We like that.
That makes sense because the last one was an island. That was kind of an adventure.
Absolutely.
Right?
Let's go to the walk-in closet.
Okay. Absolutely.
Truly walk-in.
Yes.
Oh, baby. Look at this. Okay.
So where are you going shopping? You going to Millennia later?
I mean, we might have to do a couple stops.
So you can come fill this up with all your stuff?
You're definitely...
I'm gonna tell the listener, you're gonna be like, by the way, that guy with the camera, yeah, he's actually the buyer. So,
this was all a stint so I could get
you could get the full tour without anyone knowing who he is.
This is just so I could shoot it for my inspector.
yes. No proof of funds was needed to get access, right?
Amazing. No, this is truly so much space for somebody that has a taste for the finer things in life. You know, that when you have clothing on, when you have jewelry on, that's another way of being expressive. Like a lot of us are going to be expressive and want to express the way that we want to. When you have a small closet, you're limited in your expression. If we're going to be honest. Here, I mean, you have carte blanche. You could fill this up with as much or as little as you want because the space is abundant. Truly, this entire wing of the house it feels like its own apartment. It feels like it could be its own getaway. If you want to shut that door and just stay here for a couple of days, you could.
Just stay in your closet.
Yeah.
I guess you could. You could have a place for a mini fridge. You know, I mean, the bathroom's right there, but you have to eventually leave. I know what you mean, where you can have a little bit of peace in here, where sometimes when you're in your home, it's like you can hear everything going on, which is good and bad. You know, for security reasons, you don't want to know what's going on. But if you wanted to be quiet and not hear if landscapers or if it's raining, and it's just like, you just want everyone to just chill out.
Yeah.
By everyone, that includes people and Mother Nature.
I love it. All right, let's go ahead and check out the rest of this wing of the house.
So here we have the primary bath.
Okay.
3 windows, not windows, but vanities.
Well, some might say a mirror is a window into the soul. So
it could be.
You're kind of right, actually.
So depending on how long you need to use it, whoever is here, the missus, makeup, whatever the situation is, schedules, you have the space. It's not too close.
Yeah.
You never know, there could have been a late night fight or an early morning argument. So if they need to cool off, you stay over there.
There's plenty of space. There's a whole 6 foot in between. That's amazing. The shower itself, again, you have the same concept of the drain where it's this tech that I love.
In different tile as well. So it's not the same as the other baths. And you have a more of a gray here and then a lighter white. And then you have the double shower heads here on each side as well. So
that's
your own water closet in regards to more privacy.
Nice. I love the overhead lighting, the natural light coming in from that. Oh man, it's just so tastefully done. I can't wait for this primary. Walk us to.
And the primary bedroom.
Oh yes. I can already feel better,
like
healthier.
You're on vacation.
I feel healthier. I feel like I grew a couple inches. I mean, listen, let me tell you.
I didn't know primary bedrooms could do that, but hey, I'm learning new things each day.
I didn't know either, but this one did it. No, everything in this primary bedroom is so well done, so tastefully chosen. Every single texture, every single piece of furniture, the way that they've staged it. I mean, it's peaceful, it's nice, it's to the point. You have the views, which is very important for somebody that wants to have it all. And you also have the comfort, you have the quietness. Even here, just listening to our voices, it feels more, not muffled, but it feels more controlled, calm. The frequencies are like handled. Wow. Whoever did this, who was it again?
Who was that guy?
Who's that guy?
That guy would be Davila Homes.
Davila Homes. Davila, you built a beautiful fucking house, let me tell you. If you come over here, you have a beautiful view of your backyard, which is another chef's kiss. Is so tastefully done, so well done. The maintenance with the turf, I can't even.
Do you want to go out from here or over there?
Let's go through the primary because I just want to look at it from here. I don't even want to talk about it, but I want to walk through.
Do you need a moment?
I might need to.
You might need a moment.
I might need to cool off. All right, so coming out here, we also noticed there's a completely different texture on this wall too. It feels almost like paper mache, but not quite. It's like a higher level velvety paper mache vibe to it. I don't even know how they did it, but you could, I mean.
And it entices you too, because now you're just like, it says, no, but you can touch the wall,
The wall is coloring.
Besides this, with the other little features that, in my opinion, are big, you have the decorative beams above, and as soon as you walk in, you have that light fixture as well. That is just a different design that I think is great.
Yeah.
You know, as you just continue to walk through the home, you just notice things you didn't see before, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It just adds more and more value in my opinion.
Details are layered upon layers upon layers. I mean, hopefully it comes through with the video, like how the texture is, because that is very unique. Okay, let's go out to the backyard because I'm itching to step outside into the sun. Thank you, sir. Okay, so these pavers, what are they made of?
They are travertine. And even though great name, great product is important, it is installed the correct way.
Yes.
This can be a great problem.
Yes.
And like everything else you see in the home, it was installed the correct way.
I love it.
So just solidly put down, and great contrast with the gas fireplace.
Yep.
The travertine steps going to the side of the home.
Yeah.
And then it just flows well with the rocks you have as the border around the grass turf, if you will, around the pool, which is huge to not have your landscapers come clipping any of the grass into the pool.
It's fantastic for maintenance. I mean, in terms of being able to maintain this, just a blower, you know, maybe water it down a little bit if you have pets, but that's pretty much it. I mean, the travertine too, like I love the fact that with travertine, not one tile is going to be similar to another one.
Yeah, that's very true.
Which is some of the best aspects of something like this that's going to add even more levels to the uniqueness of this property, because you could do the same thing somewhere else, even have the same layout, but it's not going to look the same.
Very true, and it has to make sense where you install it. So for example, let's say the tile in the bathrooms was a different color tile of porcelain, and you know, some people would like it if they were a very kind of like eclectic, eccentric personality. Yeah. But that's only, you know, a certain group that's going to be interested in a home like that.
I know.
But
that
for
guy.
stuff like that, you don't say his name. I'm just kidding. But with this, I agree. People don't, at times you don't mind consistency, but other times you just don't want everything to be the same.
Yes.
Your uniqueness is just a great thing about like our world. And that again is why I just don't like cookie cutter homes.
Yeah.
And besides the gas fireplace I mentioned, you have two great seating areas, and then over here to my right, you have an outdoor kitchen. You have the seating area for those who want to tan.
Yeah.
And then you have a contemporary swinging chair here.
I love that.
You know, a lot of things that just fit. Like, you know, if it was like an old school traditional tire kind of like swing, I don't know if that would make sense for this home, right? It's like, what's going on here? But do you notice something else out here?
I noticed a beautiful pool. You can do laps. It's crystal clear, amazing. I'm sure it's perfectly tempered. So it's taking every bone in me not to jump in it.
Jumping in it?
But
yes,
no,
what do you not notice?
I noticed there is a dock.
But what do you not notice? I may not have asked that question correctly, but when I answer this for you, it'll make sense. There's no screen, as some people like to call the bird cage.
Yeah.
So you truly get to enjoy the elements.
Yes.
I understand why people have it.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. Yes, there are critters and bugs and alligators, all those type of things in Florida. That's kind of known. But it seems to be a trend now where people are transitioning from wanting to get away from the screened in back patio to have it more open and free. Yeah. And then you have whatever preventative things you need to have for the bugs, whether it's mosquitoes and whatnot.
Yeah, pest control can take care of a lot of things.
For sure. Now, on more of a serious note, you know, we had the two storms, the Helene and Milton, that came through. And sadly, a lot of people lost a lot. All that, you know, possession-wise that they had, and dealing with different stuff, whether it's fighting with insurance companies and just trying to figure out life as it is now, their new normal. Now, we had those storms, and, you know, our thoughts and prayers are still going towards those people. But, you know, at one point, Orlando, at least for me growing up, it was like, Orlando's, Yeah. But as more and more has come here, and it's not just the parks, I mean, if you look around, it's just like a couple of debris clean up, right? There may have been more like immediately after the storm, but for those who are considering still coming to Florida and wondering where to go after seeing so much devastation, and you know, should you be on this coast, that coast, or wherever, there's nothing wrong with being central. And it's not saying you have to buy a $3 million home. There are definitely great options that are more price sensitive.
Absolutely.
But I think with everything going on, I'm not so sure I would want to live on any other part of the state. Just knowing that with flooding and different things, I could have a beautiful home, and then next, you know, hurricane season, it's gone, right? So.
Absolutely. Now, there's a couple of things too that really aid with that too for us here in Central Florida. Is as soon as one of those category 3 or 4 storms hits the coast, immediately within about 30-40 miles of going inland, it loses power typically. So by the time we get those storms, they're either category 1 or 2 sometimes. Milton was, you know, 2 going into 1 by the time it went over us. But just like you said, we have been built for this in terms of the way that our lakes are connected, the way that our drainage is engineered. Like, we have everything that needs to be in place should something like that happen, so that your property is safe and secure. And the areas that still don't have it up to code are quickly becoming the standard. We know exactly how it has to happen. We have all these things, all these considerations built into the home. So you could see how the actual level of the home kind of slopes down as it goes into the lake, because all this elevation is built into the lot, so that you can build on an area that's going to be as protected as possible from surges and downpour and things of that nature. So you really have less concern with flooding and issues of that nature. If you want to be extra cautious, you can always get flood insurance, but typically, if the area is not really rated for a flood zone, you don't typically have to do that. It's just if you want to be extra cautious.
Yeah, and we definitely covered the destructive parts of, you know, water and what could happen. But on the flip side, there's a lot of therapy that can be involved with water, just like sitting. This is the equivalent of just like sitting on like the front porch in your rocking chair, just watching cars go by or people go by. You're just relaxing. Like, yeah, there's a boat out there now, but it's not like everyone's boat is out.
Right.
But at the same time, if you are into recreational things on the boat, you know, jet skiing and water skiing and whatnot, you're allowed to do it on, this is actually Wauseon Bay that is going to connect to the bigger Lake Butler, which we have our Butler chain of lakes, which is in Central Florida, if not number 1, which I'm pretty sure it is, the most popular chain of lakes in Central Florida. So
it really is.
You know, with that, again, you're just adding more value to what we saw on the inside. So we have a lot of the times people from the Northeast that are considering relocating. That's usually the trend, right? Northerners coming down to Florida. The home is on septic, so a lot of people up north, you know, septic, it doesn't weird them out. For some people, it's like, what is that about? But it's like a lot of people are going that route to be more kind of home self-reliant as opposed to being reliant on like the county or whatever city they're in. And then you have in the front of the home, like what we touched on was the private water well. So in regards to your utility costs of, you know, your irrigation and different things, you have it right there with your well instead of using the city water, which depending on how often you use it and rules and regulations, it can be a whole nother thing. So
it can get sticky.
We're in Windermere, but specifically the town of Windermere. So they have a farmer's market every Friday. So if you're about getting like healthy food, healthy options, that is not, you gotta go 45-minute drive, worry about anything perishable, you know, not being good by the time you get back. You have that option literally down the street. I'm not sure what they're building just yet, but it's very hard to get the retail in downtown Windermere. So with there being something new, that's just gonna be something probably that people are just gonna go to. I'm not saying it's a coffee shop, ice cream shop or something like that, but I can tell it's gonna be nice because they already had put a lot of money into it, right? And then, you know, with the size of the garage, let's say someone has, you know, bigger toys that they would want to go put on the lake. You know, you have to pay through the town of Windermere, but there is a boat ramp to Lake Bessie that's still part of the Butler chain. So if you have a bigger boat and, you know, this dock is not gonna be able to hold that per se, or getting the boat back here, whatever the issue is, you can go to more of a resident boat ramp to get access, and then also access to the tennis courts.
Yeah.
Apparently they're doing tennis tournaments, so I don't know if pickleball is gonna become a thing here. That's more of a 55 and up kind of community. But
I have a bone to pick with pickleball. You know what I mean? But
is this a story you're gonna tell on camera or off? How
no,
are we
I think
doing
that's it's gonna be way too lengthy, and it needs to be its own thing. But I'll just get on socials about that. It's my problem.
Well, send me that link because I can use a good laugh every now and then. So someone tells me this will be funny.
Windermere's got it all. It's so close to everything. You're super close to Universal if you want to go there. You're super close to Disney as well. At the town of Windermere with its farmers market, you could, if you wanted to get like raw goat's milk, you can. So if you're into all that,
taste for raw goat's milk.
if you're a little crunchy, you can go crunch away. Like it's really.
I don't like the way you said it. I'll continue. Go ahead.
If you're a little crunchy mom,
you're a little crunchy.
We love our crunchy moms. You know what I mean? My mom was a crunchy mom. So we love our crunchy moms.
If mom sees this, mom might have a crunchy belt for you. You might want to relax.
That's amazing. No, but it really is one of the values in Windermere are obviously completely set apart from the rest of their Grand Orlando area, and it's for a reason, because when you move into Windermere, you're also choosing a certain status that comes along with that, and it really comes with that area. So when I look at a property like this that's been renovated to the level that has been renovated to, that has all of these things that it has to offer, and the price where it's at, it really does beg the question, why would you pay something similar somewhere else where you can get all of this and more here? It really, I mean, I think this is a steal. I know I said that to the last one, but I really do think this is an incredible investment for somebody, for a family that's going to be able to really utilize every single aspect of this property.
I agree.
To its maximal potential.
And not having to do the work yourself is huge, because yes, things have a price tag and money is important, means to an end, but the most important commodity we have is our time. So if something is ready to go and you don't want to wait anywhere between, well, for renovation, depending on who you use, let's say 6 to 12, but if it's a whole new construction that's custom, you're talking what? Anywhere between 12 to 24 months?
Yes.
If there's no delays or anything, so.
Permits are the best. But I love this. I'm so glad that listings like these are coming onto the market, because it's indicative of where we're going with the real estate market. We're going into a place that's a lot more healthy, a lot more options for people, and that's exactly where we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at the future, not where we've been, and I think we're looking at a really bright future. I don't have my sunglasses on, but I think we're looking at a bright future.
You wear sunglasses in the next one. Yes. And yes, this home is asking a little bit below $3 million, and it's been on the market probably 85 days, so close to almost 3 months. So sometimes people have to take their time.
Yeah,
we know buyers want to get a deal, and hey, if someone's seeing this and they miss out on this opportunity, this builder has a lot that he's developing. I believe he shared with me he's selling anywhere between 200, 300 homes a year, and they're at different locations. So
every time I get a chance to showcase true artistry like this, I am super stoked. So. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, if you want to get more information about this property or any of the other properties that this builder is got in his roster, feel free to reach out to either myself or Mark. Both of our contact information is going to be down in the description, okay? My name is Edelio Sanchez.
Mark Shamley.
Until next time.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
What am I trying to say? I just need
God to me words.
I need God to just download something.
Speak, Holy Spirit, speak.
Speak, Holy Spirit, through me, use me as your vessel, Lord. Hey guys, we have an incredible video for you today. This is our third video, so
third time.
I'm excited. Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
Not that the other ones aren't. Really excited about this one, because this property, when we looked at it, I was just like, yes, absolutely yes. We have to showcase something like this.
Trying to give you things that are worth your time.
Yes.
I know the other stuff you look at.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Thank you.
You said third time is the charm, right?
Yes, third time definitely is a charm.
What are we gonna tell the other sellers that there's no charm? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, you know what? Facts.
Facts. That's what we'll tell them. We'll just say facts.
Straight up.
And when you see the inside,
Yeah.
it is very much turnkey. Like if you want the furniture, you can do that.
Yeah.
I think there might be some cokes in there.
All right, so we're in the house. Let's go ahead and take a look at the primary side of the house, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mark, we're in the house. Let's go take a look at the primary area of the house, which is primary area.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me just.
We just spoke about it.
We did. You're correct, Lummy. I'm ready.
Action.
Seriously.
The Christian Bale, I think I'm saying his name correctly.
Yes.
The Batman series, especially the anticipation and hype that went with Dark Knight Rises with Bane.
Yes.
I was in Chicago at that time, and it was like the whole country felt like everyone just wanted to see this release. So
when the trailer started with,
I was raped by the darkness.
imagine the amount of baby oil that you could fill in this
wait,
room.
what? where are you going with this? Hold on, let me take a couple steps back because I don't know.
Did he do it?
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's move away from that. I just want to touch it.
Like, how parents say, don't touch the walls. Yo, you're wild. Something tells me you found a way to stick your foot in it when I wasn't paying attention. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Finding any excuse just to jump in there.
Jump in?
It looks so good. Especially in this hot day. Dude.
You're gonna be that kid that's like, what'd you say?
You know what? Bureaucracy is. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
We love permits.
Are you having a situation right
Hey, county.
now? In county?
We like you guys.
So,
Don't make me come over there. Look at that. What more do we need to say?